Anything's better than staying here. Let's go. What can I do for you, boss? Sure, boss. What do you want to know? You forget about me already, boss? My name is Raul. Probably. I'm not much use besides being a portable encyclopedia, really. I guess you could use me as a pack Brahmin. But That's nice of you to say, boss. But time was, I was a pretty good shot with a pistol. I guess I'm still half decent. These old bones aren't much use in hand-to-hand fighting, though. I can also do maintenance work on your stuff. I don't have the supplies for a real repair job, but I can keep your gear working longer. Yeah, maybe you can introduce them to me. If any questions, boss? You just how old do you think I am, boss? Because I can pretty much guarantee I'm older than that. Everybody knew Robert House. He was a genius, a superstar. Founded Ramco at 22. Dated Hollywood starlets, the works. They say he saved Las Vegas. I was in Mexico City when the bombs dropped. Even from there, we could see House's defensive rockets shooting down the incoming missiles. Everybody assumed he died in the war. Maybe he did. But his robots are still out there roaming the waste. And now, a Mr. House rules New Vegas. Maybe not. Maybe the new guy is just a clever raider chief with knowledge of history. Maybe he just left instructions for his robots to carry out in his name. Or maybe Robert House uploaded his brain pattern into a computer and rules to this day a godless, soulless machine god. Maybe the whole thing's a crazy coincidence. Who knows? I remember there were some weird stories about him. There was a tell-all in El Periódico de las Aburridas by a starlet House dated. She said they never, don't make me spell it out, boss. Anyway, she said all he wanted to do was scan her brain and make her dress up in different outfits. It was quite the scandal, at least in the Latin American tabloid journalism market. You're a veritable Benny, huh? Sorry, boss. Doesn't ring a bell. Then again, my brain isn't as sharp as it used to be. They're all right, I suppose. Had a bit of a tough going there at the beginning. Anyway, they got their good points and their bad. Just like a lot of the old governments from before the war. You're a veritable guy. I don't really have a problem with them. People around here tend to see them as invading marauders planning to burn and pillage the countryside. But I've been to Arizona, boss. Before the Legion, it was a nasty place. So thick with raiders you couldn't trade with a town 2 miles up the road. Caesar's laws aren't nice, and their actions aren't always pretty. But then neither am I. But you keep me around. You're a veritable... It's big, it's bright, and it's one of the biggest cities still left from before the war. Well, mostly anyway. Used to be just a curiosity. The buildings were pre-war. But it's just as full of raiders and barbarian tribes as any place else. Then Mr. House took over. Got the power turned back on. And got the tribes reformed into something civilized. And now they run his casinos for him. I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable, boss. I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable, boss.
Hey, welcome. What's new? Yeah. This... Look out.
What can I do for you, boss? Sure. Talk to me. Okay, boss, right behind you. What can I do for you? Sure. I'll just pull a toolbox out from behind and conveniently put... Talk to me at my shack. What can I do for you?
What's new? Right. Yeah. This time... Look out. Hey, welcome.
What can I do for you? Oh. Hey, boss. Can I ask you something? What do you think of guys like Ranger Andy? I mean, guys who have a world of experience doing what they do, but have to give it up because they're getting old. Maybe. Not really, boss. No. I grew up in a place called Hidalgo Ranch, just outside Mexico City. It wasn't much, just a bit of a farm, with a house for 3 generations of Tejadas. I wasn't the best behaved kid. I was quick with my hands, with a pistol or a wrench. And I wasn't afraid to get into fights over it. I never killed anybody, but I had my share of run-ins with the police. Mostly my family kept me alive. This was before the war. We were far enough away from Mexico City when the bombs fell that we missed the worst of it. But things got bad quick. Just a few days after Mexico City was vaporized, refugees started pouring down the road to our ranch. We helped who we could, but there were so many. Eventually, my father started turning people away before we ran out of food. Things got violent. My father and I got our guns, and we drove them off. About 24 men came back in the night after we'd gone to sleep. They set fire to the ranch house and barred the doors from the outside. My whole family was trapped inside. I smelt the smoke, and I got myself and my little sister Rafaela out through the window, but everyone else. My parents, my grandmother, my 2... Rafaela and I ran. We were pursued by some of the men who attacked our home. The ones who came after us, I killed. I know that, boss. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just getting sick.
I can take care of that robot problem for you. Just saying.
Hey. Hey.
Isn't that bomber a beauty? Bye.
What can I do for you, boss? That's a good thing to see, huh, boss? That loyal guy. He's getting up there in years, but he still finds a way to make himself useful to his people. If you ask me, that's better than withering away all alone or holding on to some faded piece of glory from your past. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Old history, boss. After the fire, I knew my sister and I couldn't stay at Hidalgo Ranch anymore. The refugees still wanted me dead. They even put a bounty on me. I remember how scared Rafaela was. I told her if she came with me, we'd see the vaqueros. She used to love the rodeo, especially the trick wagon. We figured maybe we could find help in Mexico City. We were young. We didn't know what had happened, really. We didn't understand about the bombs. I don't think it was as hard hit as D.C. or Bakersfield, but it was bad enough. By the time we got there, the city was a radioactive ruin. Still, the city was full of looters, already forming into the beginnings of Raider tribe. Crime was bad before the war, but now it was a nightmare. We were living like scavengers, scraping by on what little food we could find, always looking for medicine from my burns. And then, of course, the radiation started to kick in, turning me into this handsome devil you see before you. You're a poet of understatement, boss. But there were moments it was almost worth it. I still remember finding that novel at the costume shop. I was just looking around for something I could slice up to wrap my burns when I saw the vaquero outfit hanging on the rack. I took it, not like anybody else needed. It was. I started to build up a legend. Young punks looking to prove themselves would come looking for me. But my eyes were sharp and my guns were quick. For a while, it seemed like we might even survive there. Until Rafaela. She went out to find some food one day. I was sick, so I stayed at our camp. I guess it must have been the beginning of radiation poisoning. Anyway, it was supposed to be safe, but some raiders happened to pass through where she was scavenging. I won't speak of what they did to her. When I found her body, the only way to recognize her was this funny little scar on her knee from when she was a little girl. Terrible doesn't begin to cover it, boss. I let my whole family down. I guess maybe I went a little crazy then. I took my guns and went back to that market. After the raiders were dead, I salvaged what I could from the store. I left Mexico City behind. I made my way out to the Gulf Coast. I stayed there for a little while. I decided my guns hadn't gotten me anything, and it was time to give it up. I took off the old vaquero outfit and put on a Pedro Chico jumpsuit. The name tag said Miguel, so I started using the name myself. Eventually, I made it to Arizona. That's all.
fucking expensive to get into the Strip these days. Hey.
Let me guess. You got work for me, right? Well, you're too late. I just quit the bounty trade. As soon as I pick up some caps that Daughtry owes me, I'm out of this scrapyard. Well, shit. Feel free to stick a knife in the old ego. Thought I made a name for... Guess that's as good a reason as any to quit this stinking trade. Shit. I'd settle just for the women. Because I killed a couple of marks for him, that's why. You ever hear of Jackson? Or Night Terror? Damn right they were. They were good, too. Till I popped a couple shells in their assholes. Bam. See, somebody gives me a job, I do it. Maybe I complain a little here and there. Oh, shit, I don't know. Gotta be at least a month. Longer than I last in most jobs. Oh, yeah. A lot. Like, crazy bastards expected me to wake up at dawn. Forget it. It's about 2 hours after this guy hit, and I need at least 10, 12 hours of sleep to do my job. Price of excellence. Well, hey, field's wide open now that I'm gone. Probably lots of people look... Simple. Gonna make myself some easy money. I got a plan. Once I get my caps from Daughtry, I'm going to head on over to Gomorrah and win big at cards. There's not as many people playing at Gomorrah, so that means I've got better odds of winning big. I got this figured out. See, I thought the bounty hunting trade would be easy money, but it turns out it's hard work, so screw it. Also, I ran into this Mark who was a little too tough for me. I mean, I could have taken him. But with this guy, might have cost me some bad burns or an ass rape. I'm all for risking my life, but I'm a little sensitive about my asshole. Hey, yeah.
I'm Lieutenant Gorobets, 1st Recon. If you're looking to collect a bounty, you should talk to Major Daughtry. We're the finest sniper outfit in the whole NCR. If you need a bullet put into a target's eye from 800 yards away, you call us. Some of my team aren't without their share of scars, though, like Betsy and Sterling. Cook, one of the fiends, ambushed her and 10 of spades. They both managed to escape, but not before Cook raped her. Betsy shrugged it off like it was nothing, but her behavior keeps getting worse. Always making passes at every woman who wanders by. It's inappropriate for anyone at First Recon to behave that way. I could discipline her, but I'd rather she get medical help. I'd appreciate it. As her CO, I could order her to get help, but Corporal Sterling was an NCR Ranger until he was captured by the Legion. Tortured him pretty badly. Wasn't able to be a Ranger after that, but his eyes are still sharp, so I had him transferred to First Recon. We're the finest sniper... If they've proven hard to kill, yes. Whatever it takes. Carry on.
Hey.
Never seen you around before. Not unless you count the fiends as serious. Sooner or later, they'll move us. Legion fights to win. Fiends, on the other hand, sometimes I get pangs of conscience. Some cute little junkie bitch, so fucked up she doesn't even know that she's the bad guy. And I've got a headshot her. Makes me think. Might just be sex, though. I see some cute little number and I'd rather get in her pants. So maybe I'm a stone-cold bitch after all. What gave me away? The big gun? Yup, a lot of... The lieutenant's been talking to you, hasn't he? Look, I don't need a head doctor. I'm First Recon, damn it. You don't see the others crying about every little bruise and scrape, do you? Just another injury to take care of, huh? Well, when you put it that way. All right. You can tell the lieutenant I finally caved. There's a Dr. Usanagi who's supposed to be good at this sort of thing. Thanks for your help with Usanagi and all, but I still like him tall.
What can I do for you? I wish someone with your medical training had come along sooner. I think she'll actually stick with the treatment because of what you said. I was afraid that Betsy wouldn't go for long-term treatment because she didn't want to look bad in front of the rest of the squad. You settled that. Do me a favor and let Usanagi know Corporal Betsy is coming. I'd like to make sure the medical clinic has time for her. Carry on.
Hello?
Howdy. Name's Sterling, First Recon. Got a good memory for faces, landmarks and such too. Comes with practice, that's all. And a lot of scouting from place to place. I called her the Long Carabine. Didn't always have the scope. I added that much. Been shooting with her so long, couldn't bring myself to toss her away. Would have felt guilty to part with the old. The other snipers used bolt action, but Gorbets reckoned it didn't matter none if I was different, so long as I could hit. Used to be a ranger. We took the lake. That was back in... Well, that wasn't really... Caesar's boys figured... Guess I... Going on...
Sergeant Corporal Sterling. Well, it kind of got me thinking. Here's a guy that's been beat all to hell, right? I mean, he could have retired from the service, but instead he signs back on and does what he can. You think he did the right thing? You think so, boss? Because I remember a time when a lot of people stuck. It ended with nuclear. I left everything when I left Pittsburgh. As far as the things were good there. Well, maybe. Well, sure, boss. I was always good at fixing things. Some I fix for the town, some I fix for other people, some I fix. It's a better way to use your hands than killing. I lived there for a long time. Kept to myself. Didn't getting there, boss. I'd been in Tucson. Prettiest thing you ever saw, boss. She ended up taking me. This was a long time ago, before Caesar's Legion pacified Arizona and brought the raid. The tribe came into Tucson one day. I figured if... No, boss. As I was saying, I hoped they'd leave the town in peace. Instead, I don't know which one of them got rowdy first. But by the time I heard the screams and got my guns, it was too late. They shot up the brothel, killed 4 girls, and taken Claudia for their sport. I went after Dave and his brothers. They had a head start. They slept on us. I didn't. It took me 3 days to catch up to them. Claudia was dead when I got there. They put a bullet in each of her eyes. I couldn't do anything except avenge her, just like Rafael. I charged into the middle of their camp and started firing. 2 of them were dead before they knew I was there. The other, they shot the shit out of me. I would have died, I think, by being a meaner old cuss than the rest of them, boss. I wanted to keep living until they weren't. So I just kept shooting until they were all dead. I was in pretty bad shape in the end, though. I don't know how long I laid there, with the sun baking me and the buzzards chomping at me. Eventually, I got the strength to start moving. Some long time after that, I managed to drag my carcass back. When I recovered, more or less anyways, I left Tucson and headed west. I ran into Tabitha at Black Mountain, and well, the rest you know. I swore I was done with the gunslinging life. I was too old. I thought I was done forever, but after traveling with you, about whether I still had what it took to carry my pistols proudly, to use them to do what's right. And now that I've been traveling with you for a while, you made me realize that I can still do it. Maybe I'm not as tough as I used to be, but my brains can make up for that. And my hands are still quick enough. It's time to put the guns back on. You can... I'm sure you'll be fair and equitable, boss.
We won't go quietly. The Legion can count on that.
I'm sure you'll be fair. What can I do for you, boss? Good. That's why you're the boss. You always make the right decision.
Is it time? I'm ready. Fine by me.
Wish I had a first recon guy looking after me.
Hey.
Hello?
If it's bad news, you can take it up with the Colonel. If it's good news, it better involve some dead fiends. Pack of drugged-out killers. They're addicted to every stim, every pill, every psychoactive enema on this fucked-up Earth. I've got 3 fiends I want dead, and I don't give a goddamn how it gets done. That sound like something that interests you? Good. That's... First one calls herself Violet. God knows why. The name is the prettiest thing about her. Spends most of her time with a pack of vicious dogs. Then there's Driver Nafai. He's fast and he's brutal. Killed about a dozen of my men with a goddamn driver iron. Hence his name. And finally, Cook. Rapist, pyromaniac, and damn good chef if you believe the fiends we've captured. Probably the craziest of the lot. I'm not gonna feed you any bullshit. These aren't your common Vegas trash. They've all killed good NCR men, and plenty of mercs too. You go after them, any of them, you're in for a hell of a fight. So, which one is it gonna be? You've got some guts, I'll give you that. Nephi is one tough son of a bitch. Let him get close, and he'll take your head off. My advice is this. Talk to Lieutenant Gorobets. He's in charge of Alpha Team, 1st Recon, snipers. If you're lucky, you can lure Nephi into the open and the sharpshooters can bring him down. You bring me the head, you'll still get the bounty. It's a better bet than trying to take Nephi one-on-one, but that's your call. Out in the yard, Gorobets coordinates our... Only thing he hasn't had is willing bait. One more thing. If you want the full reward, you need to bring me a recognizable head. My superiors need proof they're gone. That means no headshots, no decapitations till after they're dead, and no damage to the face. If you want to be safe, aim for the chest. You bring me a head that looks like a rotten tomato, people will be doubting, and I won't be on... Good luck to...
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
I'm Bitter Root, 1st Recon. You trying to start trouble? It's a con name. You know, the great... They're dead. It's like I tell Major Daughtry. Best not to look under a rock if you don't really want to know what's there. Could be that NCR found some blood on me and none of it mine. Could be that a few of those cons didn't die from NCR bullets. I had scores of my own to settle. Deeper ones than NCR ever had. Don't bother asking who they were with.
Wish I had a 1st Recon guy looking after me.
Hello?
Yep, I'm still here. Hey.
I'm usually good with faces, but I don't think I've seen you here before. What brings you to Camp McCarran? You don't cook by any chance, do you? Honestly, we're fighting a lot of fires right now. We've got the Legion breathing down our... Yeah, on top of everything else, I can't send a patrol on a bathroom break without it being ambushed by someone who heard they were coming. So calm is what you have to be. As in chem fiends. Biggest gang of raiders I've ever seen. They set up shop in Vault 3 to the west. Every day they attack our positions and my men repel them. But every day there's more of them and less of us. I sent hell of a thing, Luke. That vault is a hornet's nest. If you have second thoughts, no one would think less of you for it. But if you can get him home, it'd mean a lot. Watch for civilians, too. The fiends have been kidnapping locals. But the man you're looking for is Bryce Anders. Anders was trying to find the leader, Motor Runner. You hear something like a chainsaw? You've found Motor Runner. Put a bullet in his head. Could be better. We set... Now we're trying to secure the strip so we're in a hole. I have Lieutenant Boyd on that already, and she's excellent. But I think she's hit a wall. Talk to her if you like. See if she has any use for you. Her office is right above mine, but I think she might be interrogating right now. So she'd be upstairs on the other side of the building. Well, why not? Given your recent arrival, at least I can safely rule you out as the leak. I'd like to have absolute trust in my men, but that's just not practical right now. Go ahead and look. We don't have much to go on right now. Lately, every raiding party in New Vegas seems to have a map of our troop movements. It derails everything. Supplies, reinforcements, and it'll only get worse the longer... Captain Curtis is heading up the investigation right now. He can fill you in. It's our main base. We took it because it lets us keep an eye on the Strip, and it had already been fortified before the Great War. From here, we handle most of the logistics for our operations in Nevada. Troop allocation, supply distribution, intel. Usually General Oliver runs the show here, but he's on his way to the dam now, so I've taken on a lot of his duties here. Unfortunately, no. Sounds... Everything was... Bye.
A pleasure to meet you. I'm Dr. Thomas Hildern, Director of Operations, OSI East. I presume you're here about Vault 22? From Alice. I'll see that she's paid right away. Crimson Caravan runs a tight operation. Even out here in the waste, wouldn't do to keep them waiting. Was there anything else? Or were you just here about the invoice? Wonderful. Straight to it then. Have you signed the release forms? No? Doesn't matter. Vault 22. Where to begin? Imagine, if you will, the wasteland in bloom. Vast fields of corn that grow from seeds and produce their bounty in the space of a month. Orchards of trees, their branches weighed halfway to the ground, hung with... And all this, requiring no more than a few drops of precious water, and the efforts of only a handful of human farmers. Impossible? A realist. We have that in common. A year ago, I'd have said this. But what if I was to tell you that the wasteland can yield an endless bounty, and that the secret may... We need only reach out and take it, and for that... Isn't it? One directs one's efforts, or... I believe that the inhabitants of Vault 22 unlock the secrets of... Plants are spilling from their gate. No one tends them. No one waters them. Yet they multiply and spread and... Find the reason for this miraculous growth, and I promise you the OSI will see that you are... Good. No need to check in with the NCR authorities. I can authorize... Vaults typically contain a server room on a lower level, where they would have backed up their research data. Download all the information on the central... I thought it was a fairly straightforward assignment. Downloading the data... The Office of Science and Industry... Director of the entire OSI? Me? If I didn't know better, I'd say... No. I'm... Yes. Not yet. We aid some Directly? No. Fortunately, we also have the Helios 1. His name was something like... Yes! To be frank, I have no idea. I leave the fighting to...
Did Dr. Hildern this really isn't any of my business, but did he give you a job? I shouldn't say anything. I know that. But you're not the first person Hildren sent out to the vault. There were a lot of mercs, one after another. None of them came back. Then about a week ago, there was a scientist, Keeley. She's unusual. Not the sort of person you'd expect. And he didn't mention her? Not even her. But now he's hired you. Which means what? Listen, I make a fair wage, but I'm not rich. Not by any means. Maybe my kind of money wouldn't appeal to your average merc. But I'm willing to pay you if you'll find Keeley and make sure she's safe. Isn't right leaving her out there. No idea if she's alive or dead. I had a good feeling about... Of course. Keeley's brilliant. When you've lived as long as she has, you get... I couldn't get her to say... So... Like a Brahmin and a Deathclaw, though I'm not sure which would be which. Keeley hates Hildren. She's... The direct... He's not what you'd call... warm. He sure does. But if... My father used to say good things. Nowadays... It's foul to tell the truth.
Yes? Something else you needed? I never said you were. You could... Not at all. Informed speculation on my part. Williams is very good at her job, so it remains secure. No, you aren't the first person I've seen. I'd have to consult my records. 8. I have no evidence that they're dead. 1,000 things could have happened between here and the vault. They could have changed their minds and walked away. I wouldn't be much of a scientist if I leapt to conclusions without... All right. I'll admit, you have a deal. I'll double your reward if you bring me... Now, I know you're... Yes? Something... Williams is an... Williams had... For... Knowledge for knowledge's sake. Exactly right. Imagine what the followers could have accomplished if they were properly motivated. Those of us with the Yeah.
Hello.
What is it? Nice to meet you. I'm Curtis. Smart man. I could use somebody who can operate under the radar around here. Whoever our mole is, he's been slippery. Whenever one of the MPs gets too close, he changes his habits. Our last lead went cold weeks ago. want my advice? Start by talking to people with a lot of eyes in the field. People like Lieutenant Boyd or Sergeant. Careful with Contreras. Keep me apprised of any leads you get. This guy's gotten a lot of my men killed. I'm just itching to return the favor. Lately, it's a big base with a lot of
Go on through, soldier.
Boyd's in there with a prisoner right now.
You stick out like a sore thumb around here. You sure you're in the right place? Now, what kind of MP would I be if I didn't notice anything suspicious? I've had soldiers go AWOL, break-ins, thefts, you name it. Well, there's Anders. He's a ranger. That one's not suspicious so much as worrisome. He left on a dangerous assignment. Colonel Shu sent him out. Yeah, the man I'm more interested in. White had a lot of promise. Wanted to be a ranger as bad as anyone I've seen. But he also had some extracurricular activities going. Now he's gone. Word around the base is he'd been going regularly to visit a hooker named Dazzle at Gamor. His belongings... I haven't had a chance to... It's... Not the kind... Good. Yeah, so far this has gone exactly as expected. Poorly. We captured an honest-to-God centurion of Caesar's Legion recently. Better believe it. Everybody in Caesar's Legion from Caesar on down will kill themselves before... They're so twitchy they'd probably do it if you reached... But here's this guy, who's an elite commander in their army, and he just gives himself up, even as his men are slitting their own throats around him. Well, I don't know about you, but to me that sounds like a man who's willing to cooperate. Except he hasn't. Only times he speaks up are to insult you. He's a real prick, by the way. And I'm supposed to get information out of this guy. I like the way you think. Have I said that yet? Problem is that the NCR frowns on using that sort of tactic. But here... I think if you... So let's do this. When you're ready, I'll go in and give you a little intro. Then I leave the room, and you make him regret the day he was born. We go back and forth a couple times until either he talks... That's the spirit. Okay, I'll go in and have a word with him. Then I'll call you in.
Boy, is she pissed.
Long time no see, Silus.
Lieutenant, I was just thinking about you.
That's so.
I was just thinking about that pretty neck of yours.
How sweet.
I was thinking about how it would look with a Legion slave collar on it.
I'll pass.
Do you know what I love about our slave collars, Lieutenant?
If you love them, maybe you should try one on.
I love how tightly they fit. I train my men to make sure the slave's flesh bulges a bit around the top and bottom. Know why?
It's all the rage in fashion circles?
Not quite. If you fit it just right, their body never gets used to the feeling of wearing it. It cuts in just enough when they swallow or turn their head to remind them who they belong to. And it's that constant reminder that keeps them docile.
In that case, maybe you'd better save the collar you were gonna give me.
Oh? For whom?
For a friend of mine you're about to meet. My friend isn't very docile.
And who is this friend of yours?
You know all the rules the NCR instituted to protect enemy prisoners of war?
Of course.
My friend doesn't. Oh, and Silus? If you resist at all, I'll personally blow your brains out. Come on in, he's all yours. I'll be back in a bit to see how you're getting along. And I'll need you to surrender your weapons before you go in. You can pick them up from the locker on your way out.
What an ugly little worm you are. What pile of ex... You must have some reason to be in your line of work. Tell me, what did the Legion do to you? Did we enslave your children? Whatever it was, I hope I was there to give the order. Foot soldiers of the Legion are trained not to have to think for themselves. To have conflict removed. They kill themselves to evade capture because they are not trusted to make such a decision rationally in the heat of battle. But I'm no foot soldier. I knew I could escape captivity on my own without revealing the tiniest iota of information. I'll show you, gutless, you sniveling bastard.
Is something the matter, Silus? You look upset. Here, maybe you'd better step out for a moment. You've upset him.
Your friend is a miserable fucking degenerate.
I don't know. I thought he seemed like a nice guy.
If we were on the other side of the river, I'd have him torn apart by dogs.
That's a long walk, Silus. I don't think it's gonna happen. You'd better just talk.
Your tactics are a joke.
If you don't like dealing with me, I can bring my friend back in.
Both of you can rot.
Have it your way. Come on back in. I think he misses you.
We don't have anything to discuss, worm. You think I could get where I was in the Legion army if... I've led charges against men with guns, but suicide is a weak death on a battlefield. It says to your enemy that you fear capture. You think I'm going to slit my throat for some megalomaniacal, self-appointed dictator? I didn't work my way up to have it all be taken. He's been shutting himself in his tent. Privately, he complained. Time was essential for my mission, but we waited 3 days for him to dispatch us. Another of his headaches. Does that sound like a man in command? He has an operative planted in this very base, but does he use his agent to rescue me? No. He's content to have the agent spend his nights radioing troop positions back to our base camp. He knows I'm here, and he's left me to rot. I don't know. I know he sends intelligence by radio in the middle of the night. Sometimes that intelligence would find its way to my Cantary. Then you're a fool. That man reports to Caesar on what I do here. The Legion isn't going to take me back. My only hope is to escape and disappear. But if I escape and he reports it, they'll hunt me down as long as I live. It served me to report him as much as it served you. I hope the Legion burns your wretched body at the stake when they... Nothing I could tell you would do it.
You got something to say? You did well. I don't know how you did it without putting a scratch on him, and I'm a little disappointed personally, but it saved... And it could save us more than that when all... This is about double the standard fee we'd give a consultant, but from what I saw, you're more of an artist.
What is it? I don't see what this helps. She's... All right. I tracked her down. Southeast near the river. There was the whole place swarming with Legion, hundreds of them. I just had my rifle with me. Just... Yeah. What they do to women. There was no choice in what I did. All this was only ever gonna play out one way. It still is. I don't have any say. All I can do is wait for it to be done with me. It was gonna be something. If I'd never met Carla, I've got bad things. No.
Wish I had a first recon guy look...
Did the Colonel send you? I was hoping he might have changed his mind. I know. I've been crying. Stupid. I'm supposed to be a soldier. My husband, he's a ranger, and he got murdered by a pack of fiends. Brass won't say it to me straight, but they mean to leave Esteban out there. Colonel says he can't spare the men to bring Esteban back home, and the... Mister, I'd about given up hope. Esteban's body is laid out between some of the buildings, east of the Repcon headquarters. There's an NCR position just north of there.
Looking after me.
Hello?
Listen, asshole, I know you're not really an NC, and I want my 50 caps back. Because I looked it up, and there ain't no disease called colorectal implosion. So I paid you to look the... Wait, you're not... Oh, wow. Hey, back for seconds, huh? Oh, yeah. Well, we haven't had any... Here's the list. We've been scrapping together quick fixes to keep it running. It's the goofy machine behind the counter in the corner next to the stove. I'd be much obliged if you... I don't... and doesn't need to all come from the same source. There are a bunch of different vendors around who sell meat. Fitz, the Nashes, Crimson Caravan. We've never really tried to go out and organize. Howdy. Look. Amazing. I'll give you a little extra discount.
You look like someone in need of... You mean other than some stranger with no military ID? Did Boyd put you up? No, I haven't seen anything suspicious. It's been business as usual. Give me a shout if you need anything else. Are you implying I have some kind of secret under-the-table stash I only offer to certain clients? Because that could get a man in trouble. Now you're talking my language. I do have an if you're willing to do a little legwork for me. Many of these items aren't available in the NCR, and you'll be hard Well, I can't exactly go wandering off the base whenever I want, you know. They're already I can hear the MPs now. Gee, Contreras, I didn't... You're just passing a little note to a man named Isaac for me. I want to know which... Great, let me know what he says. The gun runners are almost straight north of here, a little east.
Frumentarius Picus, over.
Go ahead, Picus.
Afternoon patrol enters Fiend territory at 1300. Have them... Mind that stretch.
10-4, Picus. Fiends will be alerted.
Roger, Lupa.
What's the status of your primary mission, Picus?
Charges are set. Detonation will occur as the train leaves the station. Over.
How long?
Couple of minutes. Over.
10-4. Keep us updated.
10-4. What are you doing here? You don't... I can't let you leave.
Hey!
I'll sit tight. I've got your back. What is it? I met Carla while I was at this. She talked. She's... What is it? What is it?
We're all impressed with the work you've done for us. Thought you might be able to make use of this. It's a key to a little hideaway south of here. We've used it as a place for rangers to rest and resupply. I thought you might get good use out of it. No? What happened? Curtis? He's been in the NCR long before our conflict with the Legion. There's just no way. I hope you're mistaken, but somehow I don't think so. It'd explain a lot. This is much worse than anyone expected. There could be others, too. You've done everything that was asked of you. You have my personal thanks for this. And I'll make sure you receive the credit you deserve.
Hey there. Won't be a problem. We have plenty of spice traders working with us back home. The bigger issue is payment. To supply the camp with meat will cost some... Well, the Fargo traders have been trying to edge us out on the new armor contract for the troops. This could swing things in our favor. All right, let McCarran know they should expect the first shipment in a week or so. Maybe. Hey there.
McLafferty's been riding asses again. Better lay low.
Welcome back. Well, you've proven yourself reliable so far. Would you be interested in more important jobs? As much as I like to handle matters personally, there is a negotiation with a smaller trading outfit. There's also the matter of Henry. And finally, I need someone to acquire the Gunrunner's manufacturing. There's a small trading out. Cast frequently. The Jamesons are. He was. The quality of the Gunrunner's armaments is due to their manufacturing process. They craft all weapons on site. I want to know the secrets of their manufacturing process, which means you'll need to find some way to get inside their heavily guarded factory. I would greatly prefer that you perform this job undetected and without killing anyone, if it can be helped. Food.
Hello, potential customer. Welcome, sir, or... Come. Welcome, sir or madam. All.
Howdy. What are you doing here?
I don't handle buying and selling for the gun runners. Talk to... Shit, is he serious? A 25% increase in weapons is doable. 50% increase in ammunition is nuts. Just don't have the supplies on hand to meet that kind of demand for new weapons. You're right. I suppose we could refurbish used and damaged weapons to fill the order. They'll be in like-new condition, and then we can use our loader to make fresh ammo. We'll have to wait a few days for gunpowder. This might just work out. Tell Contreras the extra guns and ammo will be in the next shipment. For around 5 years now. Makers of the fine... You ever get... None whatsoever. A lot of... Out here, we don't have... Working for the gun runners. None whatsoever. Everything inside the fence is off limits, and the guards have strict orders to A lot of our high-end weaponry comes from pre-war military schematics. If our competition got a hold of...
Hey there. You look... Need...
That red beret's looking good, soldier.
So you're back. Very professional. You're right. I'm just an under-the-table arms dealer. What could I possibly offer you? A drifting mercenary. Sorry for wasting your time. Great. The Crimson Caravan has something ready for me. Look for Blake and let him know you're picking up control. Thanks. Don't come back until you have it. Crimson Caravan is just northeast of the Gunrunners. Blake's usually in